Gundam.tk presents High Grade Zeydra. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs from GundamReviews.net, and it's great to have you here because this is a kit I'm pretty excited about. It's the High Grade Zeydra, which is going to be the lead bad guy from the second generation, it looks like, from Gundam Age. 2012 release for this kit, with a somewhat unfamiliar 1300 yen price point. Here you can see the name and name bar. There is the name in English and the name in Japanese. This is number 15 in the High Grade Age series, and of course it's from Bandai, and I have to say it's some pretty cool and colorful looking cover art as well. In story, in the first generation we had the old school Zetas there, which was black and gray, very Susanoo-ish, before Zeydra Galette after the time skip was going to be the pilot of the Zetas R, with the R just standing for the fact that they replaced the gray with red, Masurao-ish. And then they had a good send-off for this as it just wasn't fast enough to keep up with him, so they had to replace it with the Zeydra, and then to go back to the black, this is going to be followed up eventually by the Kronos as well. And they'll all serve as great antagonists for Asum in his Age 2. And there's also an advanced grade release for the Zeydra, so certainly setting itself up well for lots of recolor possibilities in multiple grades. The box tour for me kicks things off with a bang because look at how many colors there are on the plates. I love the fact that they're actually laying out the plates without you having to crack the box open. When you saw it in the cover it looked colorful, and it looks even more colorful here, painted by a pro. It's not going to be that good out of the box, but anyway, you can see orange and yellow, red and green on that main plate to go along with the red and the black it looks like for the rest. And you can see that this is going to come across well. You've got the clear green on the shoulders along with the chest, the very familiar UE Veigan hands there. Some yellow parts built into the tail and the back and the thruster section. I really think that orange and red is a very cool flame motif. And you can see that as with most of the high grade Age kits that it's going to move very well. It's going to work with an action base. And this one's going to come with a gun which plays up with the actual details that they're going to have. Foil seals here for the green part for the Veigan's trademark eyes. And you can see that the hand is going to fit into the tail, which we've seen since the days of the Gafran. But the Zeydra gun is its main weapon, and it's actually going to have a custom set, so whereas we're used to getting just 2 sets of manipulators, we'll be getting 3 for this, and of course all of these are going to lead to some pretty cool and colorful poses. To the other side, where they're going to talk about the mobile suit and its development, and its weapons are the Zeydra gun, the Beam Vulcans, the Beam Sabers, the Zeydra sword, and the Beam Buster. And over here you can see some pretty cool art as Zeydra and Asum, despite the fact that they were tragically high school classmates, are going to have to duke it out for the fate of the universe, or at least our solar system. It was some pretty cool looking CG. Of course, the most important thing for me is how it's going to look unpainted out of the box, and you can see that it's not going to be as sharp as we've seen with the pros. You can see that it's going to have some very red legs. They're a little bit of orange and yellow perhaps in terms of trim. And the Zeydra gun is going to look good in those closed hands there, and the clear green parts I think are going to be a real win to go along with the fact that we're seeing a little bit of inner frame and that little bit of gray in the shoulders really seem to bring this guy to life. Inside the box, you're going to be getting that oh so colorful rainbow colored A plate to go along with some seals, some silver ones on there as well. Gray and black here for the B plate, and some black polycaps to go along with another plate of red to go along with the manual. It's not that Age has been dull color-wise, but I guess the fact that they're trying to get everything into advanced grade and high grade has certainly just toned down the number of colors they use. But yes, this kit is certainly going to break that mold. So there is the culprit for the rainbow-induced seizures, and you can see a whole strip of orange along there to go along with the main color being yellow. Here's where you can see you're actually not going to get 2 full sets of arm, or 3 full sets, you're just going to be getting a 5th hand. Here, if you want to go hold the Zeydra gun, the tail section is looking great, some very small, intricate little details, and I've always been a big fan of these Adidas stripes that show up all over the Veigan suits. You can see down here that you're going to have the red parts to go along with 2 commander antennas, 3 clear green parts, so that's more than you're going to get with the advanced grade. I think these are going to really look good on the back of those shoulders, and overall I look forward to seeing how this is going to be recolored into the Kronos, but this right here is worth the price of admission by itself, I'd say. All red for the B plate here, and you can see that unlike the advanced grade with just its big molded parts, you're actually going to have proper limbs that move there, which is a big step up on that. You can see there's going to be a lot of details that get built into the chest there with some colors, some very familiar Veigan looking wing attachments there, and overall small detailed things with not a lot of lining opportunities, so it looks like this guy's going to go for the more smooth approach as opposed to the line militaristic look, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But onto the C plate, where you're going to have some red parts, and you're going to have some really cool looking ankle guards there. My favorite parts though have to be these parts here for the shoulders. You can see where the things are going to attach on. and it looks like you're going to have some orange parts plug into the red there, which is really going to bring this guy to life. The very familiar sword, you can see a lot of similarities to the Zetas in some of these pieces in design, but it's these little differences here that are going to make this kit a lot of fun, or so it seems so far. The D is again unique to the Zeydra. I wonder if the Kronos is going to have some shoulder cannons or things added onto there. But this is going to give you the gun, and you can see some of the parts for the blasters in the chest. To go along with the inner frame here, a lot of small and intricate looking parts here. Overall, it's just going to be a huge step up on the advanced grade for just over double the price. PC001 here for the polycaps with a little bit of extra sticking out over here. And some cool looking seals to go along with the Veigan's trademark and their bleep bleep eyes, or whatever you want to call the sound when it starts up. Looks like you're going to have a couple camera lenses there, and for under the clear green parts you are going to have 3 silver seals. You could cut it even more with the excess that they give you on here, and I'm going to have to look up where those black parts go. But so far, lots of details, and all of them add to the plastic. To the manual with that great looking cover art there, and you can see the mobile suit with its line art and its pilot Thierry Arde Zehart Galette looking all cool like there. When you crack it open, some nice color splash pages, including the old school Veigans from the first generation, including a very young Dezel. You can see the ZSR, which was his predecessor suit, front and rear shots, and the old triangle that they tried to establish with only 3 episodes between Romary and Asim, and we'll see how that plays out. Here's his bad guy, well, from his perspective anyway, with the H2 normal, the double bullet, the Genoas 2, and the Adele, all of which whose reviews you can see. The mechanics here are mostly what we've seen on the side, except for the fact that they are going to be showing off these cool wing parts, which are really looking fantastic. Look at the details there in the chest with the yellow, the black, the green, and the orange with silver seals underneath. Just incredible for a high grade there. Action Base 2 is going to be your friend. The Zeydra sword and the Zeydra gun are going to be pretty cool. And yes, this is actually a pretty cool pose with that sword there. And they are already showing off the Kronos. You can see that it's going to have a different set of hand armaments and shoulder armaments as well. And a very unique and not quite sure looking color guide here, despite the obvious similarities between the characters, or that they're trying to establish anyway. To the insides, where you can see all the plates there, it's 40 yen to replace parts if you're missing any. Build up the chest, the head, the arms, put that all together, combine it with the legs, and there's no transformation for this kit. So you'll be left with a color instruction page on the back, and look at the details. 3 colors here plugging into the red on the back. This is for the back of the kit, never mind the front. Here you can see black on red on orange with clear green on top of silver. Basically, I can't wait to see this guy. I think he's just going to look fantastic. The sword is looking good. Here's that unique 5th hand which you're going to get. You can plug the sword in as is usual, or use the small attachment if you want to have it in tail form. Put him up on a base to make him even more of an aerial threat. So just from the unbox, I have to say that the Zeydra has the possibility of becoming my favorite UE Veigan suit, just because for 1300 yen you're getting 4 great plates and a whole bunch of colors, and it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to put together, compared to some of the other kits like the Dorado and the Gafran that just seemed like they were sort of simplified, as if they were thinking more of the advanced grade when they were doing the mechanic design. But in this case, I think they went straight to the high grade in terms of their thinking, and I can't wait to see if it actually pays off. So stay tuned to see if my optimism is warranted. I'll have the parts and then the mobile suit all put together before the verdict, and I hope to see you back here. Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think with a comment down below. Always great to hear from ya. See you next time. I don't see what the big deal is. Even I've got more parts in me, and I'm just at advanced grade for 600 yen.